There's a reason why A Starstruck Odyssey is Dimension 20's most popular season. So, let's get into it. Hello, and welcome back to another Dimension 20 discussion. And today, of course, we're going to be talking about A Starstruck Odyssey and why I believe it is the most popular season of D20, at least as far as I've seen. I know A Crown of Candy is also very popular, and of course, Fantasy High is the most notorious season of Dimension 20 because it's the first, and it's the most uh, continued season of Dimension 20 with 3 seasons of itself. Maybe a fourth, I'm not sure if they've talked about that one. I know the characters are getting pretty high in level, so they might continue it up to level 20 when they're demigods, but we'll find out, I guess. But anyways, this video is about A Starstruck Odyssey, and yes, this is probably the funniest season in all of Dimension 20. Every single season can make me cry laugh at some point or another, but it's almost every single episode of this season makes me cry laugh at some point or another. They are just so silly in this season. They are taking the world by storm and taking this goofy sci-fi adventure and really just playing it to its fullest. And it's just so good. But that's not why I think this is the best and most rated season of Dimension 20. I think that actually goes to the themes that are explored throughout the entire campaign. And the themes of this campaign are freedom and self-definition. Every character is bound by circumstance, expectation, or programming that dictates who they're supposed to be. But every character arc throughout the campaign is about breaking free from that predetermined path. We have Skip, who is a brain slug, and not just any brain slug, but a royal one. He is supposed to be a piece in this cosmic empire scheme, yet all he wants to do is explore space on his own terms. He wants to go on his own gallivant across the universe without having to answer to anyone. And then there's Margaret Encino, who is a corporate cog in a machine of interstellar capitalism, but her hunger is for something far more than her status and profit. She wants personhood beyond her job description. She is actively working against her evil corporation that she worked for so long because she sees its flaws, she sees how it's hurting others, and she doesn't want to be a part of that anymore. She wants to take it down from the inside. And then we have Sundry Sydney, who probably encapsulates these themes the most as a character. And you have to understand, I've watched the first 10 episodes of this season about 3 times now. And every single time it comes to Sid getting her own personhood, realizing that she wants an ice cream, even though nobody has wanted her to want an ice cream, and therefore getting her own independence, her own inner thoughts, it always brings me to tears. Because imagine discovering that you can determine your own wants and needs and dreams after spending your entire existence believing that you couldn't do that for yourself. You had to obey your programming. It's so beautiful. It's so well done. Gunny is probably the most obvious character because his introduction scene, he explicitly tells us how he is breaking free from his predetermined path. He wants to go to space. He doesn't want to be a professor stuck on, I believe his world planet is Mirage. He doesn't want to do that, even though his dads want nothing more from him than that. Even though he's worked most of his life, his brilliant mind was dedicated to being an intellectual, but he wants to be an adventurer. He wants to be an explorer. And when those decisions ultimately get him into a serious amount of debt, in consequence, he doesn't let that slow him down at all. Every choice he makes isn't about survival after that point. He's still trying to carve out moments of freedom even when he's at his most trapped. And then Riva, they're really, really cool, in my opinion. Like, their exploration of themselves and breaking free from their societal norms, because they don't necessarily dislike their societal norms. They love their community, they love their planet, they love their way of life, and they love the way that they were brought up, and they want to bring that to the universe. But as they discover the thrill of deception in a universe built on lies and realizing that they're really good at lying, they find joy in that skill. And they become a person who Brennan admits is probably the most dangerous person of their entire world planet, not just because they're a powerful psychic, but because they understand desires outside of communal ones. They're able to have their own personal thoughts and wants and needs outside of their community. And they're able to lie and deceive, which is something that none of their family could even conceive to do. I think Riva definitely has the coolest character arc throughout the entire show. Big Berry 6 might be the one who deviates from these themes the most, but is still really fun to look at. And while he deviates from it in the way that he's not necessarily following the same pattern that I've just talked about with the other characters, the themes are still present in his story arcs. He genuinely loved his life as a clone mercenary inside the Berry Battalion. He loved his way of life, he loved his brothers, he loved his father, Barry 1, and then he lost all of that because of the choices of somebody else. So his struggle becomes reclaiming agency and redefining who he is outside of the Berry Battalion, and coming to love his newfound family within the Team of the Worst. And what's really fun about this campaign is it's not just the PCs who embody these themes, it's also the NPCs that we see along the way. There's Princeps Zorch, who was defined by the idea of becoming the next monarch of Ruby and 5. Now that they have joined the Team of the Worst, they realize that they want more for their life outside of that. They enjoy cooking, they enjoy nature. They were never this royal princeps that was going to take on the legacy that their parent left for them, because their parents' legacy was dictatorship, and they don't want that. They want freedom, peace, and love for the entire universe. And they find the courage to go after this goal through their interactions with the Team of the Worst. And even Aurora Nebbins, a dog, quote unquote dog, even they go through this character arc of being more than what their original definition was. Their original owner wanted them to be a lapdog, even though they're 20 feet tall, with dangerous spikes all over her body. Don't see how that could be a lapdog, but that's what her owner originally wanted for her, to the point of chaining her up and putting her in dog shows. But then once she had even a crumb of freedom and power given back to her, she took it and violently deleted her original owner, and now lives happily being her most monstrous and silly self upon the bratwurst ship of the worst. So all in all, across the campaign, Brennan uses comedy, sci-fi tropes, and high-stakes adventure to keep asking the same question. What does it mean to choose your own life instead of living the one chosen for you? And I love it so much. This is such a great season. But anyways, I'll continue this discussion and finish this story later.